something, but we will see. Mm. Ah. Ah. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards and the school teachers. Shout out to law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Shout out to the strippers on poles. Shout out to I was gonna say sex workers, but I won't. Shout out to the girl them run a back road, wherever them run there do. Shout out to the AC techs, the engineers. Shout out to everybody who get up and go out to work for yours on a daily basis. Shout out to you. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Trini LB, me see the big Trini flag in the comment section early in the morning. Big up yourself now. Shout out to everybody tuning in this morning. I'm feeling really good this morning before I sip this tea right here. It's Friday, and on days like these, we say, it's the freaking weekend, baby! Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Made it through another week. Another one. And another one. Like Dave Chappelle said, and another one. Not Dave Chappelle, jeez. Like like DJ Khaled said. The reason why that came out that way, Dave Chappelle said, is because I don't know if you've seen it, but Dave Chappelle has chastised DJ Khaled for not doing enough or not saying anything concerning situations that are happening with his people. So I was just reading up on that, and that's why that came out like that, right? So that's why that came out like that. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the news media as far as DJ Khaled and Dave Chappelle goes. Y'all know DJ Khaled is closely connected to Jamaican culture, etc. Has a lot of business going on right now with a lot of heavy hitters in our culture, kind of thing. A new album on the way. He has united Vibes Cartel and Movado, who we thought were Gully versus Gaza and sworn enemies. And, we getting for the first time in dancehall history, Movado, Vibes Cartel, and Bounty Killer with Buja Banton on the same album, same song too. So he out here doing his thing. However, Dave Chappelle threw some darts at him. Listen, it's Friday, right? It's Friday. It's a beautiful Friday. I'm going to shout out whoever is in the live this morning before we get into anything else. I just want to say that I do have a couple of things I want us to talk about, but it's also a free-for-all Friday. So the phone lines are open. And since they gave me a monkey on the screen again, I'll use this other computer over here, 806-587-8953. Call in. WhatsApp is free. And I will pin this number at the top of the chat. All right. So who want to call in can call in. Don't be afraid to call in. If you have anything you feel like you want to talk about, spice up the morning some, then feel free to call in as well. So we're going to talk about what I have on paper, of course, but we're going to sidebar some too. This should be about 2 hours this morning, and then we'll send each other off to have a wonderful weekend, right? Right. Before we go anywhere, though, let's do some shout outs. So shout out to Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kurt. Thank you for being here this morning. How many chat looks up? All right. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kurt. Thank you for being here this morning. Blessings. Big up yourself. I appreciate you greatly. First person in. Miss Golda Robinson is right there. Elaine Brown is right there. Morning, Uncle Elaine. Say, morning, Elaine. Thank you for being here, family. Nisha is with us this morning. Wayne Nathan is here. Sharon Spence is here. Grace James is in the building. Dorothy T. Kaz Robinson is also here. Trini LB flying the big old Trini flag in the room this morning. Big up yourself. BM is in the building with us this morning. Says the freaking weekend, baby, and it's a blessing to be here. And yes, it is indeed. Dorothy T is here with us. Bad Dolly 261 is also here. Marilyn Grant says, please hit the like button as you enter the live. Just give a thumbs up. It's 205 people in here. It's 48 thumbs up. And I can make it like 100 thumbs up, it will be good. If you don't, you don't. But please remember to hit the thumbs up button as you enter the live. Thank you, Marilyn Grant. Charlotte's Law is in the building with us this morning. Charlotte, hope all is well. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr. Again, Karen Notice is here. Karen Notice says it's the freaking weekend. Great goodies. Let me see who else is here. And Rosalind Smichael is here as well. May your parents continue to sleep in peace. Somebody said something. Marilyn is hard to get over, even time though they gone, they will never be forgotten. Good morning, teacher, and good morning, classmates. Jerome in the building this morning. Jerome, big up yourself. Marilyn Grant said it's been 18 years today that my dad passed and 5 years for my mom tomorrow. And we're remembering the good times with them. I think at this point we've all lost somebody, right? That's just life. But yeah, your parents, especially if you had good parents, that's kind of like children losing good parents too, as in parents having to bury their children kind of thing. You could lose people, but it won't be the same. It's not the same loss, you know. My both parents are here, so I don't know what that feel like yet. They're still here on this side of life, so I don't know what that feels like yet. But I've watched them lose theirs, you know, on both sides. So it's one of those things, right? After a while, all we have left is memories. That's why it's important to live life to the fullest and, you know, fill life with memories, beautiful memories. It's all going to be in the past pretty soon. And I don't mean to sound morbid this morning. I'm just being realistic for all of us that are here. It's all going to be in the past pretty soon. It's all going to be in the past. It's all going to be gone pretty soon. Okay. Keep on telling y'all about this old man when I work in a geriatric population. An old man that was about to be 100 the next morning, and they were planning his birthday stuff in the dining hall and stuff at one of the facilities I was at. And I like to talk to these people so I could figure out some stuff, like get an idea of what life holds for me or might hold for me. You know, those who've done it before can guide you, sort of thing, if you just listen to the elders. And he said, one of the things he said that stuck with me was, no matter how long you live this life, it's still going to be short. And I thought, damn, those were profound words said so short. No matter how long you live this life, it's still going to be short. And he was about to be 100. Of course, he went on to talk about, I can't believe I'm 100 tomorrow. 100, you know, he was like mesmerized that. And I said, are you okay with it? And he goes, oh yeah, don't get me wrong, I lived every minute of it, and I'm lucky because I still have my memory. You know, like some people hit that age, they have Alzheimer's, they have some kind of cognitive issues where they can't even remember their children. I've seen those where the children come around and the parents don't even know that that's their children around them, because cognitively you're gone. You know, everybody got something coming up in life. If the longer you live, the more likely the chances are you will get one of these prizes and surprises out of life. But he was thankful that he still had his memory and he could remember everything, his boyhood days all the way up into adult days. And he said he lived a beautiful life, but it was so short and it's almost over. And he can't believe he is at 100. I said, I'm not even half your age, but I hope to get to where you're at. You know what I mean? So with that, live life to the fullest, knowing that every day is a blessing. Yes? Yes. And try to create great memories, because that's all you will leave behind is great memories for those who are left behind after you go, kind of thing. Top of the morning to you, S Diva. Big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Karen Notice says, yes, we all have to go through this. I lost my dad, but my mom is here suffering from dementia and all that comes with it. You see? That type of life, that type of timing we on. All right. Anytime y'all start me out like this, I feel like, kind of know I'm not a disrespectful person, and I'm kind of an empath also. So I feel like once you said something like, "Oh, I lost my son," or "Oh, I lost my mom," or "Oh, I lost my dad," then I feel like, how do I go past that and just start talking about something else? So don't find me rude this morning, but I'm gonna go right past that and start to talk about something else. Okay? All right. So this morning we have. Did y'all see Donald Trump saying that he's going to have a UFC fight on the at the White House? It's supposed to bring thousands of people to the White House, and they're going to transform the area into. And he's talking to Dana White of the UFC. I was just saying that in passing. The big beautiful bill that they have coming up passed. It is now on its way to the president's desk, and he has vowed to sign it on July 4th, which would be today. Happy 4th of July to everybody who is here in attendance. Some families are barbecuing today, getting together today. 4th of July parties and backyard barbecues are popping off. Y'all be safe out there. You know, I can't believe it's the 4th of July. Fireworks are going to be going off later tonight. I don't like fireworks. It took me years to get used to fireworks going off. Not used to it still, but I'm more in a comfortable place now than I was before. Fireworks, if you don't know, for especially veterans who have experienced frontline fighting combat, fireworks on the 4th of July, especially if a lot of them are going off around you, it kind of bring you right back to that place and time, or that space in time. And some veterans go through hell when it's the 4th of July. So there are actually communities out there who don't set off no fireworks because they're close knit communities and they have veterans, combat veterans in their community, and they actually put up signs in the community says, out of respect for our veterans, please do not send off any fireworks, or go that way to do your fireworks, or that way, or whatever. Take it away from their residents. Most people don't give a damn. They just want to set off some fireworks. So they'll be right in front of a combat vet's home, setting off the biggest booms and bangs and boop, 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 boop. You can see what that sounds like, right? Right. With that said, this used to be a nail biting kind of time for me, and for years. So now I'm like, I'll get through it. But I know that there are those who are even more fresher in that won't be getting through it. Tonight's gonna be hell for them. So just keep some of those people in mind while you do your big old celebration. All right. I'm at work, says Grace James. I will be working tonight, says S Diva. I'm hoping no fireworks go off around me, but I know it will because my neighbors are the kind of people to set off fireworks in June and in May. So they'll definitely be setting off fireworks tonight as well. Here we are, right? 4th of July. Jamaica Airbnb issues. I was supposed to talk about that today. Remittance, taxes, the big beautiful bill that's getting passed down. Y'all need to read. You know what? I won't say y'all need to read. That's what I do. I'm going to put together the big beautiful bill for you. I've already started working on it. Um, when I put it together, the big beautiful bill that they're about to pass will tell you who is about to gain from it. I'll break it down so everybody understands who's about to gain from it and who is about to lose from it, or who is about to start struggling shortly because of it. A lot of people don't understand what's about to take place or what's happening right now. It affects all of us. So I'll break it down for you. All in all, we keep an upful spirit, or we try the best too, because, some things are out of our control and we still have to survive regardless. So take it with a grain of salt and we keep it moving. There was a 14-year-old Jamaican girl named Tiana Sutherland. She's not Jamaican. She's a 14-year-old girl from the United States of America visiting in Jamaica. Her daddy is Jamaican, and she was killed in Jamaica, and law enforcement took care of the person that killed her like immediately. There's more to the story, and I wanted to get into that story. It happened in St. Thomas, and I'm connecting some dots, and I'm wondering if this has anything to do with Popcorn, the artist, because of the last name. You know, in Jamaica, you won't find a Smith in the same parish as other Smiths, and they're completely not related. We so much so that when even if you meet elderly Jamaicans, they'll be like, "Which part your family come from?" And you say, "My family come from Clarendon, you know." And them say, "What the last name?" And you say Smith. And them say, "You know, so we might are related because the Smith side of my family come from Clarendon too, you know." Like right, like that. So we're connected like that. So I'm thinking maybe she is connected to Popcorn them. Anyhow, these are the things we have to talk about this morning, and we're gonna get into it right now. All right. I think I want to start off though with the Airbnb, something that I was supposed to start off with yesterday, and I didn't. I told you a while back that Airbnb for me is the way how I give back when I'm in Jamaica, right? I love staying in Airbnbs in Jamaica because I have a whole house to myself. I have a whole kitchen to myself. I normally stay in nice communities, and it gives me, this is helpful for my mental space too, because it gives me a look at Jamaicans who are living, I would say, in an opulent way. You know, nice house, gated community, 24/7 security, close to beaches and resorts and all these other kind of tourist things. The stuff that people fly in for, these Jamaicans are living that every day. That's their regular life where I go. Everything look nice. You know, big swimming pool, endless pools, and weight room, exercise equipment, gym, nice, all these kind of things. It puts me in that space, so it keeps my mind sharp. Like literally, you go to Jamaica, if you treat yourself nice when you're there, it kind of makes you work harder when you get back here. Because you're like, damn, if they here living like this, when me leave my yard for, if me not gonna live like this too. I'm not saying to compare yourself with people's life. You know, them say comparison is a killer of joy and all these other kind of things. But you can look for motivation from circles and places. That's my motivation while I'm there. Plus, I'm putting money back into the economy that way. All right. I told you that the Airbnb was going to be a problem though soon, and I told you that soon the government was going to be trying to crack down on these Airbnbs in Jamaica because I see the Airbnbs rivaling the tourism industry and the all-inclusive resorts that they're building. Airbnb means that money goes straight to Jamaicans, most cases. Resorts, the money doesn't really go to Jamaicans because the people who own the resorts, most of them are not Jamaicans. They take their profits outside of the country. They're not paying the people who work there, the Jamaicans, well. That's why there's always an uproar about how much they're getting paid, and if them can't pay them a little better than that and all these other kind of things. So I pump money into Airbnb when I'm in Jamaica. Plus, it allows me to be able to, me not rich, so I can't have 14 houses, one in each parish. So every time I go to Jamaica, I go to a different part of Jamaica, and I want to have, so I find a house. That's what Airbnb does. It allows me to find a house in each part of Jamaica. Be local, look local, and behave local. You know what I mean? I eat my food from off of the side of the road and down at the cook shop where in the area that I'm staying in and all these kind of things. I told you that this is exactly what tourists is looking for when they go to Jamaica. Nobody is looking to leave the US and go to Jamaica and then I'm surrounded by bare US people. All I hear around me is American accents. I might as well have stayed here and do a staycation for that, right? Right. So, with that said, they are now gunning for the Airbnbs in Jamaica, and it goes like this. A bill to introduce sweeping changes to the regulatory framework of the tourism sector by making it mandatory, among other things, for Airbnb operators in Jamaica to be licensed and regulated by the Jamaica Tourism Board. This has hit a snag in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, resulting in a debate that is being suspended indefinitely. One side is all for it, another side is not for it at all. The Airbnb industry in Jamaica to be controlled, regulated by the Jamaica Tourist Board. Opposition leader Mark Golding described Clause 17 of the bill as the sword of Damocles, which, he said, imposes both fines and criminal sanctions on any persons who would operate tourist accommodations to include the Airbnb type operations without being registered or licensed with the JTB. I wanted to ask my audience if you think that this is a good thing. Do you think that it's a good thing that Jamaicans will no longer be able to freelance and earn some money on their own in order for you to do, say, Airbnb, register your place as Airbnb, get your customers, run your house like a business, really? You would have to now go through the Jamaica Tourist Board. Golding also noted that the penalty for contravening Section 17, subsection 4 is also significant in relation to tourist accommodations. So, they have singled out that category which is being treated differently to domestic tour services, ground transportation services, including contract carriage and motor vehicle rental and tourist attractions. He said, if a tourism accommodation such as an Airbnb, comprising between 1 and 50 rooms, is not licensed or registered, this is what they have on the table. Between 1 room and 50 rooms, anything below that, if you're not licensed and registered and submit to the Jamaica Tourism Board, then the courts can impose huge fines, not exceeding but around $1 million, or imprisonment for a term that is not to exceed 1 year in prison, or both fine and imprisonment at the same time under the law. And then, as it gets bigger, the penalties go up, he said. Better, anywhere from 51 to 100 rooms, you could go up to $2 million in fines and prison terms not to exceed a year again, and you can get one or both at the same time. This is the new stuff that they have placed on the table, right? Mark Golding is one that is firing back against this. Golding questioned if the players in the Airbnb sector have been consulted in relation to the implications of being brought under this net of the Jamaica Tourism Board. Is it something that y'all have talked to the people about? Do the people, are Jamaicans agreeing with this, or this is against most of us? And he said, I suspect not. We're well aware. Let me grab this phone call real quick. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Yes, SouFLo.
Morning, family. What go on? Yeah, talk loud and clear. Talk to you now.
Yeah, we just want to comment on the whole Airbnb thing real quick.
Yeah, talk up with it. I don't know if you have it on speaker or you're low or what, but do something with that.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, loud and clear.
In regards to the Airbnb thing, I think personally the government should just leave themselves out of this, because people would be using Airbnb if them hotel be more kind of reasonable. Because
I had that conversation. Me and wife here talked about that yesterday. So thanks for bringing that up. Go on. So what you said?
Yeah, because we just come from Jamaica Tuesday or that, right? And we just stay on Airbnb a Montego Bay. And truth be told, in Airbnb, them way better, you get a better experience than when you're at a hotel. Because you know, when you're at a hotel, you are seeing people that were just left on the plane and then you have to sit at the hotel.
Yes.
When you're there, Airbnb, me no want like gated community. Me feel like I'm at home, like me feel like I'm at home
You
there.
smell the people in brown stew a cook next door, brother.
Uh,
You hear
uh,
some Jamaican talking round your music a
all
play.
right.
Yeah. You feel
I'm
like you're
there
there,
some
your yard, right?
yeah, I'm there in a community where it's like majority of the community is like a working class. So it's like me not even really I see people them.
Right.
Me only hear them car when they gone off to work
I want them to
and
come
that's
in.
it. I want them to come back in.
Mhm.
And me don't feel like nobody did there watch me or you know what I mean? Them just feel
Yes.
the way in it.
Yes.
You understand? So I think they should just leave the Airbnb because they know say they might get a fight because that's the thing they know. You understand?
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
what if we can spend like say 500, 600 for one whole week on Airbnb compare if you go on a hotel you have to spend what 2,000 or
2,500,
2,500
3,000.
dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't make no sense. I better you get the Airbnb. If you have an Airbnb and you have your rental, you're good to go.
All right, sir.
Simple. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm there for say.
All right, my brother. Right on point, too,
Alright.
and thank you.
Yeah man.
All right. So, just like the brother just said, right? Me and wifey was just talking about this yesterday, and Shakira said, she said, you know, sir, if they fix the price, because we wanted to do an all inclusive just for fun, right? So I was like, let me call around and try to do a sponsorship deal with one of these all inclusives, because I would market Jamaica back through my channel to whoever is going to see it, right? And I'm sure I could bring more some people in through my marketing. You know, get a decent camera, go through, show all the things, the activities they have there, childcare, this, that, and the other. You can leave your children here while you go play if you're a couple. It's family friendly. Look at the water slide, this, that, and the other. Swim up to your room. You know, I was thinking about doing a deal with one of these people. And then, Mister, before me do that, Mister, let me look up the prices of these places. Come in, stay at them place here. So I looked up the prices and I was like, damn. Yo, I who I pay them money I forgot them place here. No wonder every time I pass them, they look empty. When I'm in Jamaica, and I've said this before, I've never seen one of these all inclusives, the big one, them with the 100 room and all that. I've never seen one of them places full to the max. Never. And they be right on the beachfront, and the beachfront with them, they're empty. They not full to the max because ain't nobody paying all that money, man. This is why the Airbnb industry will undercut. But if you notice in Jamaica, they keep on building more and more. Like right now, that's what you're gonna hear right now. Another one is being built and should be finished in another couple of months, and the next one is being built. They're building them with the intention to undercut the Airbnb industry, to make a regulation so that the Airbnb industry will have to flow back into the tourism industry. I'll give you a little insight, right? 4.3 million tourists traveled to Jamaica last year. 4.3 million. 32 billion dollars was earned by Airbnb last year. We're talking about 32 billion Jamaican dollars, but you know, if we convert that really quickly, how much is 32 billion Jamaican dollars in US dollars?
32 billion Jamaican dollars equals 200,566,080 United States dollars.
You see what I say? That's over 200 million US dollars that got pumped directly into the Airbnb, which most of those Airbnbs are owned by Jamaicans. A lot of them are expatriates. A lot of them are probably, some of them are still overseas. You know, it's like, me I buy my house at Jamaica, take out a mortgage on it, Airbnb the house, make the house go and pay for itself. Me not ready for retire from foreign yet. By the time me ready for go home, my nice house in gated community fully paid for, I'm on my way home. I don't have to Airbnb it anymore, etc. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, my gentleman.
Morning,
Greetings
King.
and blessings.
Manners and respect. Go on.
What are they about? And since you're up on the side, we're going to say happy 4th.
See it.
Because, you know, I think go.
No, the thing.
And Paula, I hope you enjoy your birthday. Where you're still named Prillis.
See. Prillis 1, 2, 3.
2, 3. You see? Well, figure out what it was. You know how it's still, my brother.
See it. See it.
Listen, it.
Yeah, but
Now,
this is in your expertise, right? That's a brother. So the glad say you call.
You know, it's a tech common thing still, but
yeah.
Know, so we do them thing we do them thing differently.
See
and look a backstory. Why for Jeremy? Now, when me actually start out, when you used to work in a corporate life and we got set up on like a container down at Nigel and start an internet cafe years ago. And it inspired me to go in the tourism business.
See.
You see. Now, I want to say something. Community tourism. The government said they want to push community tourism. I'm not afraid to identify myself. I'm having this.
Right.
Listen to me.
Right.
The government said they push community tourism. So my thought process is that if they push community tourism, then they don't want Airbnb for up and up.
Right.
All right. The difference between community tourism and the regular tourism is that the tourists them, and that's another thing. In one job what me used to do, it caused me to hard to stay in almost every hotel in Jamaica. So me know how hotel life stay.
Right.
So nobody can trick me.
Right.
All I staff them at the hotel them know me because me can predict the meal where them are going to cook on the menu for the next for the whole week. That's a hotel run. Then you can almost predict out the entire meal. And if you go to one hotel, you have that experience there, and the same experience over and over again.
Right.
When me drive up, them used to say, oh, let's use Mr. Car around our staff room, I go eat with the guests there. Because I want to eat for them curry chicken.
See.
Not the imported food.
See.
So we're going to start from this off. So we understand the industry. Cool?
Right.
Now, yeah, people know some of the Airbnb thing. And me I go tell you, say, when persons are come, a specialized business, somebody are come to buy one piece of land or come check out some land, we have specialized stores. The industry, the big hotel industry now cater for them, the people there. You see, when people have death in them family, we will have people who come cater locally, we go cater the funeral, and people who move people between one Airbnb to the other Airbnb. So for example, you want to stay with me, I said, and you have a little problem, or you have your family who pass away over in a Kingston, we have other Airbnb people who we link with.
Right.
I say, yo, 2 nights with we, 3 with him. Straight package. Seamless. Me. We have people who, when you have like the family reunion, we have people who in the shirt business, the t-shirt business, who print up a shirt them. We have a man who chop the coconut. We have the gizzarda lady who get the Jamaican experience with the total, the gizzarda and all of that. The hotel cannot specialize and do that type of package.
Right.
So when them go and say 1 to 50 rooms, it's only the small people, my brother.
Yes. Yes.
See, now, all right, regulation. I believe so, yes, in some things you need regulation, but guess what? You see, in a free market, the market decide and weed out the bad actors.
Right.
You see,
true.
I remember the market in anything where you do. The market decide and weed out the bad actors. It
Very true.
Who have the most money talk.
Right. True.
You see?
True.
It make those persons, because look on USA right now with like the rental market where the big companies go in and buy out the liquor something there. The market start decide. So similarly, the market will decide where the bad actors are.
True. True.
When you go to stay at one all-inclusive hotel, then now carry you go make Miss experience Miss Jaya give you 2 joke and I sell you some fruits.
True.
You see me? You know my thing, we have people in a Brownstone market where we can send you directly to and say, yo, regular, I come to you. And based on your dietary choices, the person now go walk you through the market and carry you go to all of the people and for the things that you want, and then you carry that guy here and go prepare. Then the experience that
can't come through Airbnb.
Airbnb, I forget them.
Can't come through all inclusive. Them the thing that can't happen all inclusive. Yeah, and those are the things that I look forward to, cause that is what make me feel like the true Jamaica. Like, you know what I mean? You actually are really experiencing Jamaica. But me know say that the tourists them want to.
Yes.
Yeah, majority of them don't want to be in an all inclusive.
Okay. You see, and big hotel better for those, you know. Who is better for them, and them a live. Now what we look for now is how the money spent.
Right.
You see, the money in terms of the money spent, most of the Airbnb don't send them money go repatriate to other countries. Them spend it in the community. Me have me jelly man who knows people come. The man who go peel the cane. Me have one man who just peel it, you know. And one who just knows that he must drop off 1 tree jelly. It might not look like much, you know, but it make a difference for him over a period, you know.
Exactly.
You see
so it's an ecosystem where more than one somebody. Right.
Just like that, my brother. You see, me I tell you for sure, but
no man, you talk sense though.
The thing, and the rent a car. You have your rental people them. The rental car, yes, there are rental cars and we have people on the platform here who go to Jamaica and they rent them car and you do that, you rent a car. But some of the time you want one different type of service, you know. Where based on all the Christmas rush, you want one man who meet you and just step off and take out your bag them outside. Him do that and him say, here what happened? See KFC here.
Same.
You know, I forgot KFC, you know, because the Airbnb person on their way to the airport, they actually take care of and know them customer. No,
pick up your order already and meet you with your order and
level.
Yeah.
You see, and we can continue the pudding man up so in a island bamboo all over the place, run a border. We have the tourism will go between places and between towns.
See
it. The hotel is about Duns River, Appleton, and some basic things. You see, weed tour, King Biggs and others don't say a word. You see, so the point is that the industry, if they must balance, say they want community tourism, and that they must say that on words.
Right.
They not do it in an execution, my brother.
And it can be seen. So you hear what the people them are talk about. $1 million up to $1 million fine and 12 months in a jail, you know.
All right. Now hear this now. We have some place in Jamaica. Like I'm gonna say like I'm talking about a fine now, you know. You have some little place where like all up in a new market and all over in Jamaica. You see, up in the hills, where a man have a 1 room where him not gonna get no rental regularly, you know.
Right.
You see, it not financially viable for him to go in our regulated ecosystem.
Right.
You see me?
Right.
It's actually a case where
I'm have to pay a fee for licensing and all these other things.
Yes. Yes.
Which probably gonna cost more than the money even making at the long run.
In the whole year.
Right.
It's just that another Airbnb and now see him and know him and say, hey yo, here what happen now. We have some people that come and they must stay sent on, but here what go on now. We want them have an experience over YS, but we don't want them come back the same night. So here what? We're gonna put them up a year place for the night, and which also some of the time we want people to have the experience somewhere, but enough rooms are not there, and then you put the driver somewhere else in a one small place. So you mean so that the little place where you go put the driver for the night. Him I forgot going at the regulated system. Him not make no money.
No.
And him can't angle the scale. So it's a way to tax out. We don't see the game, and we not even say it.
Right.
Tax out and lock the gate on those people.
Right. Absolutely. All right.
I just like that. Me know so me I go, but there's one other thing off this one I want me just want to quickly say. You see? You see that baby issue there? Listen to Mr. Tufton. And Mr. Tufton qualified for health. Just they have a master's and I'm not in a health. So me and Mr. Tufton qualified enough for health. Same qualification. So two we can talk on it. You see? Because him not qualified in a health care more than me.
See.
Me can't say that. Me can't beat myself and say that. Because he is not a medical doctor.
Right.
And me hear Mr. Tufton say the mothers them try shift the blame at the feet of the mothers. So them not take care of themselves properly. And all the underlying disease and all of them things there.
For those who don't know where I talk about, this is about the 200 and something babies were dead over Jubilee Hospital from November or October of 2023 till June of 2025. So like it's about 18 months. In an 18-month period, 240 something baby dead. Yeah.
One every 2 days.
From one institution.
And somebody dead in a Mr. Tufton family, one every 2 days. He would have do something about it. But here when say now, the gentleman, we don't want to call it because there's nothing gentle about that.
See.
Something there. So here when I say now, he must say, boy, are the people them basically him not passing the blame, but are the ladies.
Not take care of themselves good.
Alright, but that's supposed to get caught in a prenatal clinic.
Right.
For the health system again.
Right.
And if a lifestyle, that's what they get caught in the health system.
Right.
My brother, enough said. We
All
get
right.
to show the level of corruption. One day we talk about corruption separately.
All right, my brother.
Oh, before we close that one, in terms of the corruption thing, I have one family member who had a civil case, and then mash up her case, but and send her out. And where she should have been dealt with good, and she could have come out good. And she on her way to go to her car, and she realized that she left her folder. And when she go back in her courtroom, she see the judge and everybody else a chat and a laugh.
Oh wow.
Blessings, my brother. That has show you a system where we work with.
Manners and respect, bro.
Yes, man.
All right. All right. So for those of y'all who don't know, you know, we have to plug Jamaica every chance we get. I actually just want some of you, those who haven't been for a while, haven't been back in a while, you're scared, you don't have no connections left, you get older now, the older people ahead of you, they're gone, you know, have not. Marvin the Point, Jamaica Kerr, is in our chat all the time. Our brother in Yasso, right? Marvin is a good person to reach out to, and y'all could get with him offline and figure out, you know, you want to go to Jamaica and have a certain type of experience like you hear him talk about just now. He's one of the people who can facilitate that. Yeah, and him have a nice facility there. So right here at your fingertips. Now back to what I was saying. The prices in Jamaica though. You know, every time I hear the Minister of Tourism in Jamaica brag about how much money they have made, oh, we made 4.3 billion US dollars. This, I said, damn, that's a lot of money. 4.3 billion US, made 4.3 billion US dollars this year. And the people are still, who work in the industry, are still bawling every day about how much they're getting paid, overworked and underpaid, struggling. It don't make no sense. So who's taking away the big brunt of that money that's being made in these all-inclusives? And that's the reason why our all-inclusives can't afford to pay our people. It's a trickle-down effect, right? The all-inclusives can't afford to pay the people better because them now make more. And they're the owners and the people who run it from the corporate level, they're greedy as hell. So they're scraping out all they can and throwing crumbs at the workers who keep the thing running, and then the places are never full. Because once people come to Jamaica, like me, if I go to Jamaica for the first time and I book okay, let me do an all inclusive. I don't know no better. So I go to Jamaica, I do an all inclusive. The all inclusive cost me $4,000. I'll take my family with me. I'm 8, 9,000. Just make it a $10,000 trip if I take my family with me. 10,000 US dollars. That's over $1 million Jamaican dollars. While I'm there though, we travel around a bit, we see other people, we get to talk with other people. They're like, yeah, we stay over here at this Airbnb and this commit, man, it's safe and it's nice, and we this it. Okay, my next move when I come back to Jamaica again, because I love it and I have to come back, I'm not going back to the same place that I just had to spend 10,000 US dollars for to accommodate me and my family. I'm definitely going to an Airbnb, stayed there for a whole week, $1,500. $2,000. That sure beats $10,000. I have $8,000 left to play with, right? Right. And my money gets spent locally on the economy. I don't wake up and go downstairs every day and look at the same food, the food where everybody else I pass and breed over and select from and wherever. I'm gonna get a real Jamaican food that's being prepared right here. It's grown right here. It's seasoned and prepared, local style, all these kind of things. So like Marvin was saying, the all inclusives. I'm not beating the tourism industry down. I feel like it's something everybody should experience as well. But equally on the other side, though, I don't want them to kick the legs out from under the Airbnb industry, because we see that as a ecosystem in place for our people locally to get some of that money that's coming through the country. And I know exactly what the tourism board is looking at. The tourism board is looking at the bottom line, which is the money. And them have said to themselves, say, yo, so we just lose $32 billion just this year. And next year we stand to lose more, because some of the people them will come this year, them now come back in the what we call the tourism setting enough. That Airbnb, them will come go back to. So they're watching the Airbnb industry in Jamaica rise rapidly and taking off. Over 200 million Jamaican dollars was made. Jamaica is a small island, whether you know it or not. Over $200 million went to the Airbnb industry in 2024 alone. They want that money back. They want that money back inside of the all-inclusives. They want that money back inside of these resorts that they're building. And the only way to do it is to go to the laws. We're going to write laws in place that will inconvenience these people. If you are run an Airbnb, now after they put these laws in place, what do you think the next thing is going to be? They're going to announce it nationally, internationally. If you come to Jamaica and the person you're staying with or Airbnb you're staying with is, if they can't show you XYZ, it is unregulated. That means it is unsafe. Anything can happen to you there. Don't blame us. We won't be. So they'll inject the scare factor after a while, just to drive people right back into these resorts. The small man must not eat. Let's go on TV. Say that again. The small man must not eat. But like I said before, though, me not know enough. I just see these things coming. If you go back a few months back and watch one of my videos about Airbnb on here, I said that this was coming. And the reason why I knew that it was coming was because what they did in New York. I'm sitting down here, I think, and I said to myself, if they're doing that in New York, they started making up weird rules, like you can't Airbnb a place without you being there. That was one of the rules that I said, the owner of the place has to be on site at all times in order to Airbnb the place. One of the rule them. And I thought nobody is gonna wanna get an Airbnb and have you the owner a stay in it with we while we there, right? And then the next one was they just started making up some weird rules, and the headline was a lot of changes are coming to Airbnb, and I said, "Yep, they're heading for Jamaica next. They're heading for Jamaica next because you know Jamaica love follow everything we're done over here, so in the US, right? Especially when it could get the bigger heads some money. Plus, Airbnb is, I would say, a franchised entity that it's spread out all over the place. So but they're still under one umbrella. So they're probably going to implement this kind of like when you buy a franchise of a business, you still have to follow, although it's yours, you still have to follow like the guidelines. You can't go in there and just make up your own menu in a franchise. If you buy a franchise of a McDonald's, you can't just go in there and start sell granny jerk chicken and chicken foot soup and this and these things. You still have to go by the franchise list of the menu, right? And their ingredients and whatever and how them operate and so on and so forth. It's the same thing with Airbnb. So I just knew that it was coming to Jamaica. That's why I did the video and I said, Jamaica, watch out because they're coming next for you. And this is what's going to happen. Boom. See it here. But shout out to Mark Golden, though, for putting his foot on this one. It has been paused, but I still think that at a later date, it's still going to go through. But it's Mark Golden, them, who is like holding it off right now from going any further. So while the Jamaica Tourist Board has played a vital role in marketing destination and supporting sector growth, its current legislative mandate does not provide a clear or comprehensive basis for regulating the full range of tourism enterprises now operating in Jamaica, said Edmund Bartlett. He said that and they shouldn't. They shouldn't. That's like government controlling tourism completely, which I'm not for that. I'm not for that at all. He said that the updated legislation will introduce a new registration process as a first step prior to the licensing. Responding to concerns that were raised by the opposition, Edmund Bartlett said that consultations were heavy and strong with the structured leadership of Airbnb in Jamaica. That's not what Mark Golden them asked you though. They asked you if you have had this talk with the locals, the people them who have fit them house and properties they use, right? So whatever decision that I make today in relation to the continuation of this particular debate, it has nothing to do with the misguided positions that are being posited with regards to the Airbnb subsector, Edmund Bartlett said. He noted that a third visitor who came to the island he noted that one third of the visitors who come to the island actually stay in Airbnbs. You think they're not a threat? If I can take away one third of your business, am I not a threat? He noted that one third of the people who visit Jamaica, one third of the 4.3 million, now stayed in an Airbnb last year, 2024. That's a hell of a chunk gone out of it for them. In his contribution to the debate, though, Member of Parliament of St. Andrew South Eastern Julian Robinson urged the government not to rush this bill through Parliament, as many Airbnb players were not consulted on these changes that would definitely affect them. This bill cannot be passed today, Robinson insisted, adding that if this bill was passed, an injustice would be done to the people. When I think of how far-reaching the implications are for thousands of Jamaicans with this bill, let me be parochial in my own constituency and think of all the developments that have taken place and those persons who have made investments by buying apartments, houses, townhouses for the purpose of using them for Airbnbs. Robinson made it clear that this concern was not with the regulation of the sector, but with the time frame that would be given to players to get registered and licensed or face these criminal sanctions. You can't just wake up one day and just throw this into law and now everybody is running around. Can't take nobody right now because we have to go get the proper license in. And y'all know how Jamaica stay already too. Nothing is expedited, right? So this won't be no go down Monday morning and stand up in a line for 20, 30 minutes, and next thing you know, you pull out all the paperwork and you're good to go. This is going to be one of those processes just like how everything else is. It's going to take a while. 1/3 I hurt them, mean 1/3 spending in the country and not repatriated elsewhere. Mervyn the point Jamaica Kerr. Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. And that's what I saw coming, and that's what I said from months ago. They're going to be trying to do things like this, like regulate it, because let's be honest, the Airbnb industry in Jamaica is chopping out a piece of their profits, a big piece of them profit. I was smiling inside. I'm smiling outside now because I've always been thinking on this channel of a way where locals can eat, get some of the money that's flowing through the country too. Because, you know, systematically, there are things that are put in place to divert the people them from the airport straight into these places that they build. They know what they're doing. The goal is to take all the money you could spend and then send you back out the country. So they're never thinking about the lady where bacon sell out there, so or the cook shop where not too far from the property, and that lady, so she send her pick them go school from our cook shop, right? They're not thinking about all those, and they don't want the money to go to all those people, those local people. Like Mervyn did I say earlier, the man will chop the jelly them. They don't want the money to go to them kind of people there. So they try to figure ways out to cut off different communities and different people from accessing that money that's coming in. Each tourist that comes in is seen as a walk-in piece of money. Where is this person going to spend that money that they have to spend? Whether it's $10, $100, $1,000, where is it going to go? It's up for grabs. And you got to start engineering ways to get some of it to flow your way. You know what I mean? Right. With that said, though, I don't stand for it. I don't like it. Airbnb is definitely my thing, and I'm not undercutting because the big guys are still gonna do what the big guys do. And like Mervyn was saying, they're eating lovely anyways. When I hear Edmund Bartlett brag about how much billions of US they've made per year, they are eating lovely already anyways. So I like a 200 million off of the plate for the locals to split up between how much the hundreds of people. Where it's a food too. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Right? I'll close this part off by saying this. I'll make a bold prediction here for you today. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. Because guess what? You can't tell people where to stay. So you can. The only thing I think Airbnb does is helps people with advertisement. That part. But knowing my Jamaican people, them, they will get around that one way or another because word of mouth is one thing that is super powerful. And then when you build word by word of mouth and connections, yo, y'all go Jamaica next week. Me have a person where you can link up. The man have a nice place down there. Them organize a tour for you. You get the real local treatment. It's safe, everything. Boom, bang, bang. They cut past that anyways. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing that I think that Airbnb would do for locals is help them with their advertisement. In the middle of the night, I wake up, I'm in the US, I don't know nobody in Jamaica. If I jump on Airbnb, your place might pop up when I say I'm looking for somewhere in, let's go Clarendon. All right, I'm looking for like a 3-bedroom house, 2 bathroom, maybe, blah, blah. And then if that's what you have and you're registered with them, your place will pop up there. So the chances of them getting more customers is more likely. But we'll find a way around that too, if them freak themselves. At the end of the day, though, them don't want to play with that sector there because I can actually see that sector cutting into more of their profits. Them get frig if it reach half. Anyhow it reach half, they'll be hurting. We're going to leave that one right there, so. Trini Elbe says, pure evil and wickedness. Once again, showing no love for the average man and woman. Yeah, the big guys up at top must get rich and wealthy, you know, and everybody else take little crumbs or don't eat at all, starve. See it there? Beast boy, big up yourself. All right, moving on to our next topic. Let's talk about remittance. Okay? So, sending money to Jamaica, most of us do. Yeah, send some money, go to Jamaica. Hear this. This big, beautiful bill that's being passed in the US, it hits the president's desk today. And in that big, beautiful bill, well, I heard Donald Trump say it on a video first. He was giving a speech before a crowd of people first, where they were talking about taxing the money that immigrants send back to their land of birth. And they were laughing, you know, like, hey, that could be a whole nother stream of income, a whole nother way we can earn a whole lot of money from that. Because there are lots of immigrants in the US who send money through different means back to, whether it's straight account to account or Western Union or MoneyGram or whatever means you send the money through. They're trying to control that. Not only control that more, though, they're trying to also earn money from that too. And that was put in the big, beautiful bill that just passed all stages and is now just waiting on Donald Trump's signature. So as of July 2nd of 2025, there have been discussions and proposals in the US Congress regarding new laws affecting remittance, particularly a potential tax on money transfers to individuals in other countries. It's in the bill. Here's a breakdown of the key points. The remittance tax that was proposed was actually at 5%. So there will be a 5% tax on any amount of money that you send out of the country. You would have to pay a 5% fee. They had a discussion about it. You know, they bounced it back and forth. Some people said that was too much. Some people said it's perfect. They came back with 3.5. What's in the bill now is 3.5. When Donald Trump signs that bill today, as he said he wants to sign it on the 4th of July, that's today. When he signs that bill today, there will be a 3.5% tax on any money that you send to your country of birth. So I kind of looked it up already, and honestly, it ain't really nothing. Missy Brown Brown, big up yourself. It's the freaking weekend, baby. It's big, all right, but there's nothing beautiful about it, says Audrey. Yeah, Audrey, especially the part about Medicare and all these other kind of things. But we ain't getting into all that. I'll save that for a video that I will do by itself. Come on, break it down in a way where everybody can understand it, even if a child hear it. Because I realize a lot of people are confused about a lot of the stuff that's happening, right? So it's necessary to break it down. I'm just talking about the remittance. And this is just a not a warning, but just a heads up. Like after this bill pass, when you send money, you will now have to pay a 3.5% tax on whatever. So of course, the more you send is the more you're gonna have to pay. Not only that though, in that bill, there will also be there's also new regulations. The new regulations will be, let me see, I'm write it down already. Okay, so you will need your proof of address in order to transfer money after this, on top of your increased percentage that you will pay for taxes. You will also have to have proof of address. You will have to have a verified social security number, and the recipient's full information. And you will now have to put detailed information about your transfer. Why are you sending this money to who you're sending the money to? Especially if the money is in large amounts. Example, specifics like I am sending it for education, or I am sending it for business, like a house construction or something. So they want details about why you are sending money. And that will be attached to the new tax as well. So you don't just run up and just send a money go to Jamaica no more. After a while, you will have to do these things, abide by this. Honestly speaking, I'm not too good at maths, but let me see, 3.5% of $100 is $3.50. So I'm gonna spend an extra $3.50. I'm not gonna cry about it. I ain't gonna cry about it. We in a position where we can't control it, right? So why cry about $3.50? Honestly, if you scrape out the under the seat that been on my truck or in the couch in a living room or somewhere around here, so in the picnic them room or something, you can get out $3.50. It's nothing to hurt your head about. It's nothing to hurt your head about. It's something that they see that they can use to make. I mean, it's millions of us here that are sending billions of dollars back out of the country. So if they're taxing at 3.5%, you can imagine how much money they will be making off of us just sending it. But if I send me little, for every $100 is $3.50. So $200, $7. I saw me I work it. $300, $10.50. $400, $14 extra. Right? So it's nothing to ball about, really. Since when, for them business, why you are sending money to your people? Them, you know what, Audrey? I think they're gonna be tracking us with that. I think they're gonna be tracking us with that, and I think this is because this is the beginning of a system that is being put in place. Think outside the box with me for a second. This is not the end of it. This is the beginning of a system that's being put in place. They're going to connect some dots on you, right? And anyhow them start down the road is a trap being set, really. Anyhow down the road them realize, say, okay, this person is lying because that's not what the money was sent for, or this person who they send the money to, it has to be a trap to it. They want to be in your business because they want to control. They want to control. You're earning the money here. Remember, I know them tell you already, say giving you citizenship here is a privilege. It's not a right. So you're not happy there. So you should always be thankful that you are allowed to stay here and allowed these opportunities that come with being here, that you are able to earn enough to sustain yourself here, plus have extra where you can send go back to your country, which part you come from originally. So you better be thankful. In the process, that's the exchange. The exchange is tell us what you're sending that money for. How much is it? Who is it going to? Who is that person to you? Feed them full information, all these other things. So double and triple the taxes to benefit the 1%. Onika St. John, right there. British Jamaican girl says, SouFlo, WU blocked me because I sent a sum of money to purchase a Toyota Hilux in Jamaica, although I showed receipts of how I got the money and I showed proof of purchase. And they're going to be holding on to your money. That's coming. They're going to be holding. Actually, thanks for saying that. They've already been holding on to people's money. They'll hold on to your money until they can verify why you sending the money. And they will be holding on to large amounts of money until you show proof of how you earned that money. That's why I said there's a system being put in place. And this is just like the first step of it. Now, but I feel like you can run up again and say, oh, okay, then so I send down that $2,000. Yeah. Then you wonder why my $2,000 didn't reach. I sent it and paid the fee for it to go instant delivery, and it wasn't delivered instantly. When you go back and check, you're notified. You need further verification, proof of earnings, XYZ, before we could release this money. So that's what's being put in place right there. So in other words, they will be able to control pretty much everything. I don't know who did I tell this already, but I said if you move with a certain amount of money and them catch you, the only way you could get away with keeping that money is if you can prove to them, say for instance, you can say, listen, I earn $5,000 a month. Okay, look, here's my earnings. You can look through my bank account. It comes in every this day. It's been doing that for the past 3 years. I've been on the same job. They'll be like, okay, we see it. Just had to verify because there's a lot of scam stuff going on around here. Have a nice day. They'll give you your money. For the people them who don't have that kind of proof, you won't be able to move large amounts of money, my friend. Because when them ask you for the proof and you can't provide the proof, they will confiscate your money. Right. So you can imagine you're there. So you come up on a little work, right? Not try to be a pattern now, because sometimes some things, me I say you have to say it or you say it, so got where it's not supposed to go and them kind of something there. So you come up on a little work, see? Auntie June said, Bam, so I need a relief on the weekend because, I'm me alone over here, so the whole week and everything. So since you're there, you can relieve me for the weekend. I'll give you a little cut of change. Just sitting. Remember, saying, you're not too trade because you don't have the proper sitting them where say you can come 9 to 5 in the people them place. So you're going to say, all right, Auntie June, boom, I'm going to do so and stay over there so and you can go on home to the family and re. So Auntie June said, boom, see a little $300, boom, 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 300 you're there for a couple of months. You add that up, you're done there. Auntie June yard already. She's not really charging nothing. So your little thing accumulate. Your little thing accumulate to XYZ amount now. You go so and say, boom, me I move with that. I go through airport and them say, hey, hold on to this. Or you tell yourself, say, you know what? Before me left a place, me I shut it to go a yard or put it straight in our account or XYZ, them grab it. When them grab it and them say, where this come from? You better have that proof. If you don't have the proof, there's something gone. You see it? Yeah. So that them a work on. That is what the system is in place, what them a put in place. Them a fine tune it step by step, and this is the first part of the step right there. So see? That was always the norm for when I went to the UK. Always have to give a reason for it. Says country girl. Yeah. To the UK or from the UK? Me never get question yet. Why money over the years all the time? Never get question yet. So for us that new. I remember when I talk about UK, we are talking about Yasso. All right? Different system do different things. So me never get a question in yet. So this is a new something where you have to go list about who I get this and wait for and all this and something a new something that. Nobody act like this has always been law because it hasn't. But that's the something there. So you just line up your thing proper. That's all we can say, not true? All right. In the meantime, we'll move right along to our next topic, and we get the remittance out the way, and we've got the Jamaica Airbnb issues out the way. The last one on the list for us this morning actually is what happened to the young lady, the little girl, and a young lady, she's 14. What happened to the 14-year-old girl in Jamaica between day before yesterday and yesterday? SouFLoTV 3 bank statement and pay slip to send money. Ross. Which podcast? Where? Well, in Grenada, my money number was required for my bank account. Remember, I know we are talking about America, I know. So I see people I say England, and I see people I say Grenada, I see people I say we're talking about Yasso and the changes that are being made. Yasso. That's what I talk about. All right. Country girls say plus they want to keep track of the people sending money back to fund the gun and gunmanship, and they want to keep track of everybody. And yes, that is a loop too to get the scammers them. Cause remember, some people they here are just a choppy line from over here, so and then them try to figure a way out to funnel the money go back a yard. So you get the money from two skull over here, so and the money nice. I say, yeah, we can do a nice thing a yard with it. How you gonna get the money from here so to yard? Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. How you doing?
Morning, SouFLo family.
You all right?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, my friend. And happy
You
4th.
know, so them a do the same thing if you try travel with the money.
Yes, man, but
What do you
no, that a go on from a long time. Them have
them a them tighten down on it even more.
so now you have
What
to
do
go
you
talk.
huh?
No, go on, talk.
What do you when we go to Jamaica in
Mhm.
March? When we go through, you know, or you go through and you take off your shoes and then check everything and everything go through.
Mm.
When you reach the gate to go up on the plane, them have two men stand up on each side. And before you know the little tunnel where you go in to go up on the plane,
Yeah.
then stand up in the so you know no say them did it until
You reach
you
there,
check
so.
in and you go in like you go sit down.
Yeah, like you reach all the way in now, you can't turn back.
Right.
Yeah.
So two men stand up on each side
Yeah.
and them ask them it's like them already know say you have the cash for you. Them ask you how much you carry. You know, so then we stop you if you have like over $10,000.
Yeah, man.
Then we stop you and then have this clipboard where you have to fill out
You were supposed
before
to
you can go on the plane.
but you were supposed to declare that from before.
But me I say, how come them wait till them get ready to go on the plane to catch them?
Cause that's what them are gonna take it from you now if it wasn't declared. This
How come
is
them
where them are
didn't
gonna take it
declare
from
it
you now.
before them go that far?
Some people don't because some people are move the money. You know, understand? A man might chop a piece of money over here. So, hello, this is Mr. Jones calling from Publishers Clearinghouse. May I speak to Miss Johnson, please? You know that way there? Yeah, and then him a moving money now, so him need about 3 people. This are all something, but me not talk nothing new. Him have about 3 people to move it, because him know so there's a limit on the amount. So him have 3 people who got yard. And that was what was getting a lot of people killed too, because them used to take the people their money. Tell them say them I go yard next week. Me carry down a 5 grand for you and run off with the people them money and them call yard and have somebody bust them head down there for the 5 grand that they were supposed to carry go give Miss Juni or John and them never arrive with the money. That kind of stuff. So it was causing all that in the background. You're supposed to declare the money there up front. I see an Indian man declare a suitcase of money and him get clear with the money. And you see when them catch him, them 2 guys you talking about, them open the suitcase and the money, those big stack of money lay out in that suitcase. He was on paperwork, in money already checked in for and accounted for, and him good to go. And them zip up the man's suitcase and send him pan him way. Me I say rotted. The man him like literally a move with a whole suitcase of money. But he was able to go through with it. So yeah, that system that been in place.
Get ready to go on the plane.
And that's where they're gonna take it from you. That's what I tell you. That's how they're gonna take it from you. Because if you reach that far with it and it wasn't declared, it's now theirs. Exactly. I saw them grab a man right that's what you are talking about, right? Me watch them show you all the time. Them grab a brother right there where you are talking about, and they said to him, you can either continue on your journey without the money, or you can step back, delay your flight, and prove to us that the money is yours. Because we have a system that you have to go use for proof to it. So the money are how you earn the money. The brother left him money. Him left him money. Him left him money, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, him left him money and go on the flight.
So Flo, you know, me know say them did attract them. Can me pay attention to everything, you know.
Saying.
Me watch who them let go through and don't ask them no question and don't check them. I was one of the persons who got through and the 2 man them not said nothing to me.
Saying.
But me watch 2 man will come up beside me or behind me.
Years
and
now
them
them
stop the 2 man them.
Yeah, years now them that. Some people will get lucky because they can't catch everybody, but it's not something I would advise you to do all the time because you're eventually going to get caught. Especially if you're somebody who travel a lot. You're gonna get caught. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
you start becoming a red flag because you're coming up too much in the system.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Never back in our chat. Have a blessed weekend.
All right, my friend. You too. That's my fellow content creator sister Marie's Message 411 TV. She's in our chat right here. Hit her name up, subscribe to her channel, go over there and engage her content. Marie with the story. Marie with the story. Marie, you need to put up content. Marie with the story the other morning. Me can't done laugh still. I think I have the paper right here still. Hold on. I think I have the paper right here still when we draw the sitting on it. See there? Oh, we did draw something upon it. Getting into Marie's story. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning.
Same to you, my brother. What go on? Me see you, you know. Oh, I for this, oh, I for that. Fire for this.
I wanted to let Marie know that just like in America here, you can go to the mall, you could even go to JC Penney, and you steal something and put in your pocket. The security is just gonna watch you. They're gonna block off the exit. So if you try to go through the door, that's when them rush you, because now that's considered stealing.
Yeah, like if you walk around with it in the store, you're good. But once you try to hit the exit, now you're about to commit a crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want. You can take up the jewelry, squeeze it in your bosom and whatever. They're gonna watch you. But as soon as you start go through the exit, that's when them rush and call the back.
True.
And that's how Walmart goes through. So I think it's the same thing, because now you're about to exit and go on the plane, so you're about to leave the US or whatever it is.
Yeah, so then watch it to the last point.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
And sometimes, these people, when you come to America and you're a visitor, you can use your passport and go to one of these banks here in America. They could use TD Bank or Wells Fargo and open an account. And when you open an account now, you can get a cash app card or a regular debit card. So now you can use Jamaica. And you have anytime you want the money, somebody just cash up you and you're good to go. And you bypass this 25% or whatever I spend money. Because anytime the father call me, just cash up my brother money.
Right.
So you can always open an account when you visit here with your passport or whatever. And now you have a debit card for yourself in Jamaica, or you can have Cash App or Venmo because you have a bank account. So you can send money to your family or whatever, or send it to your brother, so you give it to your father or your mother or whatever, and it's more easier.
Okay.
You don't have to go in on a long line, the weird.
So you tell me one way to go around the 3.5% tax.
Hey, no, me not say no.
Yo, me say, left it to we no man.
No, I'm not going to become family. I will say something to you.
Yo.
All right,
bro.
All
right, see you to you.
All
right, so live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy 14, my brother.
Hey, same to you, fam. How you doing?
I'm blessed. Another day on earth is a blessing.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. So on the money situation, what I usually do when I'm doing anything big, I always use like check leaf. So when you have the check leaf there, remember it comes straight from the account, so you don't have to pay that money.
Okay.
Yep.
How'd that go?
No, man. So you sign the check leaf and you leave it with the person who will do the business for you or whatever you're doing. So when the business is being done, you just put in the bank same way, or put to the person who you're paying for whatever. It comes straight from your account here.
So you said, so go account to account.
Account to account.
Yeah, but them are
No,
gonna tax it.
it's yours. No, it's not tax. It's my same account. So I would sign my check leave. I leave it to do X, Y, Z. When it's been done, it'll lodge in other bank. That's it. It comes from my account and I pay nothing. Yeah. So I cut out Western Union a long time because them block me sister, them block me niece,
Yo.
and not keep on a block everybody. We have to find ways. We are Jamaicans, you know, man. We go ahead and put in AC.
Now I feel laughing up because just like I said earlier, right? I say if I know my people well, see,
Yeah.
we'll be all right.
Well, I mean, we advertise it now, but I
Yeah.
mean, that's a little thing we can do. All right.
All right, my friend. Manners.
All right. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Oh, we have to laugh, you know. Ah, what that man said the other day? He said, and if they build something new and you don't know how to get into it, get you a Jamaican. I bet you, I bet you they get you in there. And if after they get you in there, I bet you when you get in there, you'll see other Jamaicans in there already. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo, my brother.
Yeah, bro. I go ahead.
I'm there and I'm on. Happy 4th of July to you and them, you know?
Same to you. Big up yourself.
But here I go and tell more and tell Jerome so the information that
Should I hold it?
you, then catch it.
Then catch you already.
I tell you. And I talk about in Florida.
Yeah.
One time you could have come and got wells or, you know, any one of them little one there.
Can't do that again.
See, I can't do that again. You know, so one day somebody come out and we don't get in Miami there. And we got one bank. The only reason why we get through, where we come from at Jamaica, are the people that are manager the bank. So. And they squeeze in and make it. Because one of the person actually have an account over here already. But I know something more can happen again. Because we got other banks even before that. And it can happen. Then so then catch that. But we know we have to find shortly.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, like Mervin I said right now. Like Mervin I said right now, don't say a word. We don't talk panda one day too. See? Yeah.
See. All right. Yeah, and somebody think we can't have to advertise somebody think can I listen over here, you know?
Yeah, and I'll be a joke way over here run same way, man. You don't know already.
Yeah. I mean, some things you just put in a chat.
Yeah.
You know?
See that.
No, but a voice out there, like just put in a chat.
That is it.
It look more secure in a live chat.
That is it.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Bless up on yourself, man. Let's hear it. I'll go back in a chat.
All right, manners and respect, bro. Bye, Listen, we'll come off on one day here. This is a sad, I don't want to talk about that. This is a sad story, but it's our last story for the morning. So we're gonna get right into it. I don't know if you know about this story. A man that was believed to be responsible for the fatal stabbing death of a 14-year-old Tiana Sutherland, a U.S. citizen that was vacationing in Jamaica. He was fatally shot by police Wednesday, July 2nd. I know the news was going crazy. The news media in Jamaica was going crazy because she is American. Her daddy is Jamaican, though. I believe her daddy is also a police officer in Jamaica. So the Morant Bay Criminal Investigation Branch, CIB, report that Tiana was at home with relatives in Blue Maho, St. Thomas, when she was attacked by an intruder who reportedly squeezed his way through the grill, or he went in through a grill that had been left open. During a violent struggle, the teenager was stabbed multiple times, and despite her injuries, when the person ran out, she was still alive, so she managed to call her father by phone. By the time the father got there, that happened to be her last words were said to him on the phone. Tiana's father rushed to the house and found her in the kitchen. She was suffering from multiple stab wounds and she was transported to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. Members of the St. Thomas Operational Support Team launched an immediate investigation which led to a nearby concrete structure. A trail of blood led the police to a pile of bloody clothes. And then while they were inside of this structure, they were reportedly confronted by a naked man, like a him just take off the clothes, a naked man who was wielding a machete. The officers reportedly came under attack because him run up on them and was trying to chop them, as the report says, and he was fatally wounded. A search of the premises also uncovered more of Tiana's phone, more of her belongings. They found her phone in there, they found her jewelry in there, and other things belonging to her, which further links the individual to her. His identity still has not yet been released. This incident was reported to the Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bureau, or IPROB, and the Independent Commission of Investigation, or INDECOM, for further ongoing investigation. But the first report that got put out said that it was a person of unsound mind that did it. People in the community now are saying, we not think so that you that did have no unsound mind. That part of the story there I kind of make up. So there's an update to the story. The views are split by the people in the community, whether it's actually so or not. So, contrasting views about the man who is accused of killing the 14-year-old Tiana Sutherland in Blue Maho, St. Thomas, on Wednesday have been voiced by residents in that quiet community. To some people, the man who them called Jamie, he was a strange individual who only came out of that house he was staying in at nighttime. He never came out during the daytime. And this aroused the suspicion of many of the people who were living in that area. But one male resident said that he did not believe that Jamie, whom he had employed to be a groundskeeper at his property, I don't believe Jamie is responsible for that teenage girl murder. However, I'm not putting anything past nobody. I'm not swear for nobody, is what he said. Tiana, a United States citizen, she was in the island spending summer holidays with her father, who is a police officer in Jamaica. According to the Constabulary Communication Network, she was home on Wednesday, July 2nd, when it appeared that she was pounced upon by this man who gained entry through an open grill. The police information arm said that a tussle ensued. She obviously was fighting, during which time Tiana was stabbed multiple times. I'm thinking he was probably trying to rape her as well, and she wasn't having it. So she was fighting. And it was alleged that she herself was able to inflict wounds on her attacker and also alerted her dad by phone after the attacker ran away. The attacker ran away bleeding. And according to their investigation, it was the same trail of blood that they followed that led them to the pile of clothes that was bloody. And out of the back room came this guy wearing no clothes. So when our father arrived at the house, he found her in the kitchen and she was rushed to the hospital, like I said before, where she was pronounced dead. The CNN said that the immediate investigation by members of the St. Thomas Operational Support Team led to a concrete dwelling nearby where they observed a trail of blood which led them to the bloody clothes. They entered the dwelling and they were attacked by this naked man who was armed with a machete. The police took evasive actions and they were able to neutralize the threat. The building was then searched and Tiana's phone and her jewelry and other things belonging to her were found at the scene. The incident was reported to the Inspectorate and Professional Standards Oversight Bearers and INDECOM. There were also It was also said that the teen's distraught father, he himself had to be admitted to the hospital on Wednesday. And based on information they had, he was still at the hospital yesterday, Thursday. Today is Friday. Your daughter don't live in Jamaica. She is not being raised in Jamaica. Her daddy is Jamaican. You know, little picnic, my dad is a cop in Jamaica. I go to Jamaica in the summers to spend summer with my dad. You know, it's like a bragging point, you know, for picnic, you know, where you from? My daddy, I'm Jamaican. My daddy Jamaican. And my mama not Jamaican, but my daddy Jamaican. So I live with my mama here while we go to school, or her mom's Jamaican, but apparently she live, right? And I'm going to see my daddy for the summer. It's a bragging point for them. Where you go for the summer? I was in Jamaica with my daddy, and my daddy a cop out there. You know, I could just sit on money and lose him rotted mind. I would lose my mind, first of all. Your child is not being raised here. Your child is only here to spend the summer with you. You left her at home, you're gone out on the beat, you're about to come back. And before you can make it back home, such tragedy, because this level of tragedy just struck. It's not like him breaking there and she get beat up. It's not like it's an assault situation took place. Stab up the little girl. Stab her up. I definitely think he was trying to do more and she just wouldn't allow the more. And then, you know, in defending herself, this happened. I've done these stories before. There was, I believe it's like 2 or 3 women who called in. I remember one of them saying when she was young, like around 13, 14, she would go to Jamaica to spend summers with her father, and it was a family friend, a male family friend that raped her, and she didn't tell nobody. So every year after that, when her mom was like, "Well, get ready for go Jamaica, you know." Everybody excited, and she was like, "Leave me, please. Leave me. I don't want to go." And the mom was like, "But you had so much fun when you were in Jamaica. You don't want to go back." And she was like, "No, I don't want to go." But she never told until she was a grown woman. She told her mom why. She said, "You know, all them times when we were getting ready to go back to Jamaica and you hear me keep telling you, just leave me with auntie so-and-so, or leave me with grandma, or leave me with whatever, because this is what happened to me and this is who did it." And she said her mom broke down crying, you know, because her mother was like, "Damn, how me miss that? I know something was wrong because you had a lot of fun. And then, yeah, I remember you going into your little silent mode right before we left Jamaica, but I didn't put that to that." She thought I was just being a teenager, she said. And you know, teenagers go through them moods and thing. Turns out it was one of these things that happened. You know, just a quick heighten your awareness kind of thing. I was watching a video this morning, and the video, there's a whole lot more to the story. I'm about to get into it, but I feel like I need to stop and raise some awareness real quick. I see a lot of people go to Jamaica with them family and them let them loose. Like you go down there and you let the little picnic them loose, right? You let your little girl loose, you let the little boy loose. I saw a video this morning. This is a family, I won't say who their name is or whatever, but they're from the UK and they travel. And they're in Jamaica right now. And you know, them post whole heap of pictures of where they go and who they're interacting with. You know, Jamaicans have a way of dancing that sometimes is very sexual in our dancing, right? The little girl, to me in the video, the little girl is excited because she learned the new dance and she do her thing, right? But right behind her though, is a tall Jamaican man. One boy, him look like him probably about in a late teens to early 20s. Him there right behind the little girl, you know, I see him like him eye glue on pan her little body, you know, and it's a bathing suit, she, you know. Him eye glue on pan her little body and she wind up herself and do everything. And him a wind up for himself to, but him not winding on her. He's like probably like arm's distance away from her. But her people are there filming. But them so focused on she, them a talk about how she love the dance them, and she's so excited she wants to move to Jamaica because all these dances and she's a dancer. I mean, I telling her. I remember that woman's story there when she called in. And she said she hold it to herself and never tell nobody. Watch your picnic them when you're there at Jamaica. Don't just let them go so. Jamaica is a beautiful place. Me not talk nothing bad about Jamaica, but we do definitely have a culture of hold on and take it. And we do definitely have a culture of sneak and give me peace or run peace or the pum pum run yes or no or so they have an entitlement culture, and there are a lot of people among our normal people who don't stand for them something there that is exactly their modus operandi. You understand? You left your picnic around them for 5 seconds, your picnic get fucked. I can't put it no other way. Yeah. So if you're like a parent like me, my picnic them don't left my eyesight because I have to see them all the time. Them not go around and no back on no wall. Them which part me can't see them all the time. Cause just go around at the back of the wall, there's a finger slip gone in and all kind of something. Take my word. You bring them there, keep an eye on them. All right? All right. Back to the story. Cause all we can do now is teaching up based on what has happened. Another thing is when I'm in Jamaica, I won't say, but when I'm in certain places, me make sure the grill them lock all the time. I do. And I'm not just, cause you might sit down there, the air feel good, your doors off. Next thing your doors off with the grill open. This is why I say I move in a certain kind of way where I still feel like I'm paranoid even when I relax. Yeah? I still feel like I'm paranoid even when I'm relaxed. And it's not something that is bad per se. It's about being aware. The world is not as nice as you think it is. So when I'm here in the US, I do the same damn thing. If I leave a door open, it's by accident, but I'm so paranoid, I still get up and go check all the door them. Plus, me have camera. Plus, me have alarm system. And all them something there. You understand? So when I'm in Jamaica, I don't. You know how when you reach Jamaica, you feel like you just want to let go yourself and just be free? And you're like, oh, the air feels so good and it just smells different, and the place and the food and the music and the people and the ambience, and you don't friggin' trip and act like you just entered a utopia. All is not well in Jamaica. It have its problems and problem people just like everybody else. So when you're there on vacation, you still got to keep your guard up. You still have to me not say that they're tense, you know, and paro, you know. But I'm saying just move careful still. Still have a level of precaution that you take, especially concerning your safety, especially concerning the safety of your children. All right? All right. So I go. Now, back to this. According to the residents, they first started seeing this guy, Jamie, around about 3 months ago when he began staying at a small house that is in close proximity to the young girl Tiana's father's house. All day, him stay inside of the house. And it's only when it's night, him come out. One female resident who did not wish to be named said, I just never like to see him over there. I heard that he is from Seafort. He was living around here for about 3 months now. And I told people that the boy looked like a wanted man. And they said that I shouldn't say that. I told them that my spirit was just showing me something. A lot of things about him. And them need to move him from around here. But the people them keep on telling me about don't say that, don't say that. I get to understand that the owner of the place have him over there. He doesn't come out until night. Something is wrong. Anytime after 6 p.m. is when him start walk around the place with a light. When they told me about what happened, I was shocked and I was in disbelief. But that's how him is. Him don't come out till after 6 p.m. After 6 p.m. him come around with a light and start walk around the place. The woman claimed that shortly after Tiana's murder, Jamie, the guy, came to her gate and asked her what was going on in the community. After the woman's daughter was killed, he came around, asking me what them saying, what the people that must say happen around here. And he had blood on his shirt, like a finger streak of blood going down his shirt. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, bro. Again.
Morning, family.
Yeah, what a sad situation.
Mm-hmm.
It is so sad. Someone called me yesterday and she said to me, how you not post your granddaughter for her birthday?
Mm.
No, not birthday, her graduation. She did so well. She going to such a nice school and post her. And I said to her, if you notice I haven't posted her in the past 3 years, you just don't want to give nobody no idea how sexy that girl is. You see what I'm saying? People get idea. They're not that pretty picture they live up there, so. And a nice,
Yeah,
same like when you say that guy stand up behind a little baby girl and I look.
Yeah.
Me don't want to give nobody no idea, so I just don't post her.
The little girl me I talk about, she a wind up herself and a dance, but all me can say, because my spidey sense is up, so all me can say is this man. And the way how the boy I look on her, I'm wondering, like, if I was there and I was her parent, I would have caught that already. First thing.
Right. They're not vigilant, man.
Yeah.
But because me know how things are run, that's why me not post her. Because I don't want to give them no idea.
Right.
You understand? So I don't post her full stop. Me big her up, me send her what to send her, and I saw it go. We keep it down under the wraps. Because boy, she grew up, believe me, me afraid. Gosh, she's so sweet.
You have to take your precautions, my friend.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, and all we can do is just, raise the awareness. Yeah, raise the awareness, man.
Raise the awareness.
Yes.
Yeah, man. And teach them defense.
Yeah, cause some of the adult them like them asleep, like them see stuff, but them just take everything for innocent, And there's a lot of people around us that are not good.
To plan.
Yeah, there's a lot of people around who are not good.
You have to plan, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, my dear.
All right, my friend.
I'm sorry, I know how that daddy feel now. Can you imagine to come home just for a few weeks and under my roof it happened? That man not gonna forgive himself forever.
Him not gonna forgive himself forever. And I know he going through it right now, boy.
Yeah. Sad.
All right, my friend.
My condolence to the family.
Indeed.
All right. That's in the chat.
Yeah, some of the adults them move like, listen, there's a whole heap of people around with that's not good people. You hear? You see me? We talked about this before, right? Trust is not something that you know how people talk about, I give trust, and then you have to show me, say, me can't trust you, then me take it back. No, me not trust no rotted body. I don't trust you till you earn my trust. Trust is something that you have to make people earn from you. Me not trust nobody until you earn my trust. When you earn my trust, and trust me, my trust not easy to earn. When you earn my trust, then me start let me guard down a little bit. And believe me, I'm not letting it down all the way down just so, and everything is available to you either. You know what I mean? We have to start moving like that because the world in which we live, man, it's a lot of people around you, and you would be surprised to know how close to you some of them rotted predators here are the madhead, sickhead, somebody that is going to disrupt your life in a way like we're going to scar you for the rest of your life. You'll be surprised to know how close to somebody that right now around you. So just be careful. Be careful. Don't be out here sleepwalking. This ain't the time for that. This ain't back in the day. So after the man's daughter was killed, the lady said he came to my gate asking what happened up there, so. But I could see the blood on his shirt, like a finger streak of blood down his shirt. Wednesday was the first time that he actually spoke to me from all the time he has been living here. And I told him, I said, I don't know what happened. And I told him, I said, all I heard was that a little girl get killed up there. I said to him, that I want them to catch the dirty junkro that did it and assassinate him, is what I said to him. After I said that to him, he walked off fast and went right into that house. He took out something and then he went round the other side of the house. After he went around the other side of the house is when the police came. When the police went over there, he had a machete and he had no clothes on. That was when he was going, what was he going to do with the machete? Some people are saying that he is mad. But me, I tell you, say, him no mad. Him just cruel. Me say my belly hurt me, you know. When me see how the little picnic went down. Because me know her from she was a toddler coming up, you know. So the other day when I saw her and I said that she was growing up nicely, man, she laughed and she said that she was just here to visit. She managed to put a wound. She managed to put a wound on his hand and he died with that wound on his hand. That is why they found the blood droppings that was leading straight to that house. The male resident who said that he employed Jamie also shared the view that the slain man was not mentally challenged. We deal with him all the time. I mean, I am as groundskeeper. He is not mentally challenged. So it's not the story of a madman a wheel knife after police and police have to shoot him. It's a sane person. He told the news media that when the police came into the community following the murder, they were asking around for a man of unsound mind. And at first, that's why nobody didn't know who they was talking about. Because nobody around there check him for no madman. All I know is that there's a guy of unsound mind that is always around this place. He broke into the policeman's yard before and set the policeman's house on fire 2 times last year. We saw him around the place like 2 days ago. He's always around the neighborhood, another resident said. So rotted. Hold on there. If that account is true, right, that him breaking at the policeman place 2 times and set the place on fire 2 times already, why did they still have him around there? Another person said the man that they killed, that was my groundskeeper. We just hired him. He's a young youth from Seaford, and he came down here looking for work, and somebody from overseas recommended that we give him a work. He was in some problems with his mother, and he left his mother's house and he came down here to live. We know him as Jamie, and he is not no madman. He's a normal guy. He was quiet, but I can't swear for anybody, is what the residents said. They have pictures of where Jamie was sleeping in this dilapidated house where look like with thing upon it and the bunch of clothes them put down. The father house was a nice house. The poor little girl gone. If you want to see the pictures for this article, there's an article in Jamaica Observer today that is called Murder and Mystery. You can go look up in there and they have the pictures of everything, like where the youth was staying at the house, the dilapidated house that he was staying. It looked like an unfinished project right by the sea, literally upon the sea. And him have a one room in it, like it's a one room side of it finished. And they show you the father's house where the thing happened to the little girl and the picture of the little girl and all that as well already. But I'm telling you, man, be careful, okay? Be careful out here. The world not nice like you think it is. And my granny used to say something, Miss Ruby. Miss Ruby used to say, when you think it's peace and safety is sudden destruction. You know, all the time I say, Miss Ruby used to say, and from time to time, one idiot will jump on and say, in the comment section, your granny never said nothing where go, so you lie or you just make up stuff. I think all Jamaicans who are truly Jamaicans can relate to me when me say Miss Ruby used to say or Mas Clevey used to say, because that's how our elders are. Them say things. You know what I mean? Yeah. and you it not resonate with you until later on in our life, like how now everything my granny used to say or my grandfather used to say resonate now. Right. When you think of peace and safety is sudden destruction, how appropriate is that? You never that didn't mean nothing to me as a kid. It sure as hell means something to me now. Me not lay around thinking it's peace and safety all the time because I remember Granny said, when you think of peace and safety, a sudden destruction, a sudden rash destruction that will take the family there, just like that, in a moment when they thought it was peace and safety. Y'all be careful out there. It's the weekend. Didn't want to send you off on the weekend like this, but it's a moment of enlightenment, a moment of awareness, raising awareness so you stay safe. All right? All right. We send our condolences out to this police officer, this father, because before police officer is a father that just lost his beautiful daughter. And we send our condolences out to him in this time of grieving. The man dropped down, the man there hospital. And the last time they checked, he's still there at the hospital. So you can imagine he's going through it. I told y'all before, in this life, when you see some people lose their mind, their mental faculties, their mad out as we call them, science says 3 catastrophic events back to back is enough to put any of us over the edge to where we start walk road and don't even know so where I walk road in the same clothes every day. Or 1 traumatic event. This right here, so this could be the event for a lot of people, especially how it happened. So keep the man in your prayers, my friend. We don't know him personally, but he's another human being. See? And we don't wish this on anybody. Walk good. Go with God. Like Miss Ruby, my grandmother used to say, she said, be good. If you can't be good, be careful, but it's best to be good. And my grandfather, Mas Cleavy, said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare my life. All right? God in all things. Have a wonderful weekend. See you on the later. Peace.